Not all readings will resonate with the collective. I will publish the first 3 minutes on all my other social media accounts, but if you'd like the full version, you can listen to it on TikTok or click the YouTube link. So today we have a Wolf full supermoon, and it is the first full supermoon of January 2026 of the new year, which makes it particularly impressive and impactful. So, where are we going with this? What is a full supermoon? Firstly, it is a full moon that energy is further exacerbated by the fact that the moon's proximity to the earth is much closer than what we would usually encounter within its orbit on a month to month basis. It, as a result of being a full supermoon in close proximity to the Earth, means that it is further illuminated in its vibrance. It's further illuminated in its reflection of the sun's light. It is larger and brighter than a regular full moon. The full supermoon represents a lot of the same things that a full moon represents, which is the completion of cycles, things coming to fruitions, intentions that were set before the new year manifesting. It's a perfect time to reflect on your achievements, tabulating, where you find yourself in your goals right now. And if some of them haven't manifested, it's the time to ask why they haven't manifested. But there's so much more here, so pay attention. So the moon in general is associated with intuition, the shadow self unveiling mystery, hidden secrets, and when it's fully illuminated, especially, we have a stronger connection to our intuition, our psychic abilities, our perception of what exists in the realm of unlogical or illogical dealings. The full supermoon, there is an increased ability to confront your shadow self and even appreciate what your shadow self has been protecting you from. In addition, there is an increased ability to discover things that are hidden, unveiled secrets, discover methods to move forward in areas of your life or relationships that seemed dark and deceptive in the past. The moon affects tides. The supermoon creates what we refer to as king tides. So if emotions are usually affected by the full moon, imagine the impact of a supermoon. Don't be surprised by the heightened emotions of others: passion, hate, anger, sorrow, love, kindness. Everything will be further exacerbated with a supermoon. So don't be surprised over any health issues concerning the blood specifically being further exacerbated at this time. This would be good for you to go to a doctor if you're dealing with health issues and approach things from a different angle. Test for things you haven't tested for before this super moon. As the moon's light is more vibrant and its energy is closer to the planet, it's quite possible by using unorthodox techniques or solutions that you might discover things that are hidden within your health issues, within your blood, anything, any organ of your body that utilizes water, which is pretty much anything in your body. You might reveal things in your body that you couldn't otherwise identify in the past. Comment on health issues. This is out of my scope of practice. I'm just elaborating on the fact that this is a time to discover or find answers that you might not have been able to find in the past, or dig for answers in a manner that you couldn't kind of problem solve about before. Nevertheless, illusions. This is where you have to be aware. The moon is all about illusions. So its brightened intensity could suggest that we will be able to sort through or shed light on illusions in your life. But at the same time, it also might suggest that the illusions you've been telling yourself or the illusions that other people have been trying to create around you are further exacerbated. Their lies might be that much stronger in order to camouflage their actions. So it is up to you to harness your heightened intuition at this time to see through the illusions that you tell yourself and other people tell you. I could go on about the moon and its powers all day. The moon illuminates the darkness. This is also a good time to connect with your survival instinct and your communication skills. Think about nocturnal animals and how they utilize unorthodox manners and methods to problem solve, to survive, and to communicate with other living creatures in the dark. Look at issues from a different perspective, as I mentioned earlier. There's a saying that the wolf we feed is the wolf that wins. This suggesting that we are all encompassed by a bad wolf and a good wolf. And this card could be symbolizing, those two forces of nature. However, usually the moon card is symbolizing a dog and a moon, not the bad and good aspects of yourself. But you can look at it from that angle. Regardless, this being a wolf supermoon in January, ask why the good and bad wolf within you struggle and what each aspect of yourself has to teach you about how you cope with the world and how you protect yourself in the world and how you can further reflect on what it is that you really do need to change. And let's not villainize either one of those wolves, as they are built into your psyche in order to connect with the divine and to survive in the earthly realm. So why are we calling this a wolf moon? Because this is the first supermoon of the year within the month of January, one of the colder months of the year. The folklore surrounding its name, the wolf supermoon, comes from native ideas, I'm not sure which tribes, and also European ideas that wolves howl more during cold, harsh conditions of winter. This would give us a spiritual connection to the plight of the wolf during this time of the year, of you possibly illuminating these characteristics emulated by the wild wolf in the cold, harsh wilderness. The wolf's characteristics of hunting, survival, hunger, family, community, wild, untamed nature, learning and teaching your people for the betterment of your people. In a lot of native traditions, the wolf is a teacher. So this could also suggest you having to address issues of loyalty to your partners, protection of your family and community, communication and networking, messages coming in from loved ones, cooperation, strategy, teamwork, aggression and violence for the right purpose. This could also suggest, getting out into nature, walking with solitude and peace during the most quietest times of the day, which is in the evening. Regardless, this wolf supermoon is about reflecting on what it is that you wish to do next on your earthly journey. If you wish to harness the power of the moon, there's lots of suggestions online. However, I suggest sitting out in nature in the dark as long as it's safe for you. I don't want to recommend minors going out into the darkness, but having a small fire and harnessing some water in a bowl, and you gaining the sun's rays within that water and utilizing it that way. In addition, I asked a question about what this full supermoon is teaching us or indicating to us, and I received the Page of Pentacles and the Death card here. And this suggests to me that many of you in the collective have spent some time preparing, planning, gaining the necessary skills through training and education, starting relationships from a very grounded, safe route, planning investments, planning your future finances, your health, getting ready to set intention and routines, and learning what's necessary to move forward in love, health, and wealth. But with the Death card, this is telling me that it's time to end the safe approach, and that it might be time to take some risks and finally dive in and cut out any behavioral patterns that might prevent you from executing the goals that you have been pondering prior to the new year. How